everybody, how you doing? How's your week starting off? It is Monday at about 11 o'clock here and my world's going great. Nice sunny day today, gorgeous day today, and I'll just mention at the very beginning of this video that the props for this video have absolutely nothing to do with the content. They're actually nothing but pure, unadulterated food porn. Was lucky enough to get hold of some nice mango this morning. I love my bananas, but I've told you I listen to the body, and today the body wanted juicy fruit. So, got a half gallon of orange juice, got about 3 packets of mango, probably the equivalent of about 4 mangoes. So I'm a happy camper today. And for anybody that's going to ask, of course, this is way too much sugar. In 30 minutes you won't see me because the video will be through, but I'll be spinning around the house like the Tasmanian devil and speaking in tongues, and my head will spin around a couple of times. Might go diabetic for a few minutes, I don't know. Just joking, just joking. It's all good with the sugar. I'm able to balance it out. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Or that's what I'm going to talk about today. Emotional balance on this high carb vegan lifestyle, on this raw lifestyle. And once again, just my 2 cents worth on a subject, on things that I think about. But I always notice out there when I'm interacting with people, and listen, somebody might say, well, you're being judgmental, but I'm just always trying to read people's energies, just read what works for certain people. I like to look at people's demeanors. I like to look at their energy. I like to see how they come across. So it's just, for me, it's just taking in more information, more data to arrive at a decision. But I did, you know, like I say, a lot of times out there I'm watching somebody and I'll start getting like, okay, this person interests me, they got something to say, and then they kind of, I just see them like spin out like just strange behavior, like different things that brings this up. I just wrote a few things down. It's just little things I notice, like I start seeing strange energy or scattered energy. People that are always hyper, people that are always angry, people that are always sad, and they actually are some of the people sometimes that are claiming to live the cleanest, most extreme version of the raw vegan lifestyle. But I don't know, and like I say, just my 2 cents worth, but what I want to say on this is that your emotional balance, just the way you look at life. I don't know if emotions, if it's all emotions, you know, some of it's just our demeanor, or just kind of our essence of who we are. You just know, you know, there's people like that. There are people like that. Or do you? Do you have people in your life like that? People that are very calming, just their effect in your life, the way they talk to you, every interaction you have with them is very calming. And then there's other people that, and it doesn't make them bad, I'm not saying anything, you know, like super negative, but it's just like their energy is just too, to me there's a difference between having a lot of energy, having abundant energy, and being hyperactive and just jumping around and just bouncing around. It's almost like, you know, all this sugar and all this stuff I take in during the day, yeah, it gives me a hell of a lot of energy, and I can tend to go that way sometimes, like especially if I haven't had conversation for a while. Like I go from cold to hot. Like if I haven't been around people and had conversation in a while, and you stumble upon me and you have anything of interest to say that I want to hear, you're probably going to think I'm a maniac because I haven't had that interaction in a while, and I'll go nuts and I'll go into hyper mode and I'll probably talk your ear off and I'll try to really be interactive and get in a conversation with you. But that, like I say, that's just mostly because I spend most of my time alone in my own head. So sometimes if I do meet somebody that's interesting to talk to, it's like, wow, here's a surprise, and I get a little excitable. But in general, I'm always trying to kind of harness my energy and use that energy instead of just, you know, jumping around all the time. I mean, I'm definitely, my kitchen, I mean, you know, anybody's kitchen could always use a little cleaning. I'm definitely not going to clean to burn off energy. Now, that's one, hey, if you do it, God bless you, more power to you. But, yeah, I'm not much on cleaning to burn off energy, but you know, do whatever you got to do. But the point of it being is, what I really want to get to really quick here, and then that's going to be the point, and then I'm out, is that I think the emotional balance comes when we finally find how we should be eating and when we get into that rhythm of eating. And it may not be the same for everybody, but and I'm not saying there's not going to be, you know, rough patches to go through in the beginning, you know, when you're transitioning. Like I've told you guys many times before, I was like I said, it wasn't embarrassing, but I was like an emotional kind of a wreck. I didn't like it. It was almost getting kind of, and I think when I say that, people kind of want to wince and be like, oh, it's okay. It's not like I was embarrassed or anything. It was just getting to be like, okay, this is a pain in the ass, getting emotional at every little thing that I see. That was kind of transition, not eating enough. So you might go through some stages in the beginning that, you know, where you're not completely got it all work, the body, the mind, the emotions all working together. But after you've been doing this thing for a while and you're still, you know, having all these mood swings and hey, let me also rule out too, before anybody comes in there, if there's any mental health issues, really clinical emotional issues, not talking about those, not talking about people clinically depressed, not talking about anybody with any sort of condition like that. Let me get that disclaimer out of there. But just in general, yeah, if you've been doing this lifestyle a while and you still have that anger, that just scattered energy that you don't even know what to do with, where you're just kind of like bouncing around, or, you know, when being moody all the time. That's one of the things I think that I'm most grateful about, is how this lifestyle has just kind of changed my demeanor and just put me on an even keel, where there's not all these big mood swings. You know, it's not about being really angry, sad, depressed one day and then being, you know, jacked up and ready to go the next day. It's kind of like almost that middle ground, you know, and I like that. I like not having so much scattered energy like I used to, because I can get hyper. I can get hyper myself. I can turn it off real easily, and I can't really do hyper. I can't, I think I've had that happen a few times in my real life, where people, I think, have maybe gotten their feelings hurt because I just couldn't do it in a subtle enough way, like kind of pushing away, because I just couldn't handle their hyper energy. I can't handle hyper. I can't handle bouncing around me all the time, tons of movement. It's just, you know, nothing wrong with it necessarily, just not my style. But yeah, just wanted to get together, you know, to start off the week with a little quick chat and something to think about, and something to think about in the people that you're listening to. Like, you know, I've been having to, I've got a lot of people on my YouTube channel that I subscribe to, and I haven't been watching a lot of them. I've had to cut some of them. You know, I interact a lot on social media, and there's people that I'll gravitate towards, and then I pick up something maybe I don't really, and it's all about that. It's all about other people's energy, and like, when people don't, you know, when they don't seem, in my opinion, to have this balance, just something, like I say, once again, not judging, but just something instinctually in my head, just like I don't listen to the person in the same way anymore, because I'm thinking that question. I'm just being honest with you. That question's rolling through my head. If they're eating so clean, if they're doing all these things, and if they're telling me that this is the highest of the high way to live, and then I'm looking at you and I don't want to have your demeanor. I don't want to have your attitude. I don't want to, you know, be an emotional pinball like that. Anyhow, just my 2 cents worth. I'm going to get back to my nice mid-morning breakfast. I hope your week's off to as good a start as mine. I'm hoping the clouds don't roll in. I think I got enough time to get some vitamin D today. Weekday won't be quite as long a session, but anyhow, hope you guys have a wonderful week. And I love you guys all the time. Peace. Sorry, that was a little awkward. I got a little mango caught in my throat. See you guys.